Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome episode of Life Theories. We've got a whole gang with you today, including Solomon King, who is joining us as our guest, and also Diana from Trailblazers of the Universe, our co host, and our other co host, Jay from Journey of a Whitefeather. Thank you for being here today, guys. Of course, me, Sarah from Big Soul Healing. And today we are talking about frequency shifts, frequency wars, and I don't know, Solomon, you had some really great stuff to say before we did this intro. Like, why don't you take it away from here? You have some you've always got
Okay,
good stuff to talk about.
okay. Well, I'm gonna start over. Okay, it's like I started doing chakra work, right? And I mean deep chakra work from because I started acquiring a lot of books that really dig deep into the energy centers. So the more I started working on my energy centers, every night I ended up going somewhere. But this particular place that I went when I was working on my root and my sacral at the same time. So this place where I went, these beings, they look like alligator people. They look like lizards. They look like but
Guys, just give me a sec. I got to take a call. Okay. So,
Okay,
so
go.
excuse me. Excuse me.
but the thing that and it was a female. You see, she was showing me that it's our awareness that they don't want. You see what I'm saying? It showed me the portals. The portals are more like it's stop, girl. It's more like plasma. It's like a plasma wave. You see, and they feed on empty vessels. And it was showing me the like the food chain. The more that I indulged in whatever they was doing, the more understanding that I got. This being, right? It taught me how to feed off of their energy, the same way that they feed off of our energy. And I mean, and when I did it, right, it wasn't like blood. It wasn't like no matter. She was like this here. You can picture it how you want to picture it. If you picture it as blood, then it's going to resemble blood. If you think what you're about to do to me is going to hurt me, only in your eyes it's going to hurt me. But it's not hurting me because she was showing me exactly how, and I mean like how to bite in. You see how to get into the field, their field. And no, baby. And so I'm sitting there and I'm doing it, right? So when I was feeding off of this female entity, you see, I guess I was kind of sort of switching in between the human mind and whatever mind it, because whatever it was, my consciousness. But like Jay said, maybe I shapeshift. I don't know. But it was my conscious mind got into whatever body that was, which led me to believe that we exist on all planes of existence.
Yeah.
This is just the human form.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So when it was showing me how to do it, the first time I did it, I backed up because it was a rush of energy. It was a rush of something. So when I backed up and I had my mouth open, she came up under me, opened her mouth, and all the little ectoplasm or whatever that was dripping from me, it was going back into her. And it kind of healed her in a way. So the whole while I'm thinking I'm hurting her, I'm not. The more that I'm feeding off of this thing, it was picking my awareness up. It was bringing my awareness up to everything. It had me understand the food chain, because this whole thing is one big feeding ground. You see, we all feed off of each other.
Yeah.
However you want to call it, we all do it. You see, but it's like it was a certain portal that opened. I mean, they have cities like we have cities. It's just the colors are different. The colors are more vivid, more vibrant. If you ever saw astral light, it's just like the astral light, but their light is not like our light. The way our light reflects off of us and have us looking like this, their light reflects way more different. They're and when they come through these portals, meaning us, right? They know us because we don't look like them. When I looked across at the female and I'm talking to her, like, but we wasn't moving our lips. Whatever we call them, they don't even mind us calling it because it's how we see it. You see what I'm saying? So if you see it as a reptilian, if you see it as a vampire, if you see it as this and that, that's not like that to them, because the same thing you calling them, you actually calling yourself that once you shift your consciousness into the body, into another. If you ever read the Immortalities of Thoth, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, your consciousness shift, the part of you that makes you you, because you're not even this body, rather than know it or not. What you are is androgynous. It's male and female. So you choose the form you want to come in, either male or female form, because you're both in spirit. So it was showing me the ones that's unaware, the ones that think that they're just dreaming, you see, but they're being fed something so they can stay there. And you have some that they're like animals. They just jump on everything and anything. You see what I'm saying? But you also have some that's at a higher nature, a higher spiritual nature, where they understand that they don't even know where they are. So they're not going to feed into them so much as they feed into each other. I know it sounds crazy, but it's weird. It's weird the way it happened. So she allowed me to do it again. So when I fed off of her again, I kept a lot of it in, that essence, that understanding, that knowing. You see, and the whole while I'm looking at, and it is so many empty vessels that's walking this planet.
Yeah.
They are incarnating. You see, the more they feed, the more that they can feed you whatever they want to feed you, because it goes according to whatever you think. You see, so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all these people that's so unaware. They attack, and I don't know why I keep saying attack, but it's pretty much what it is if you're not aware. You feel me? They hit each and every center. They feed off of it. Each and every chakra, wheel, whatever you want to call it, you can look at it as a level of consciousness or a level of awareness or a certain portal, if you will.
Yeah.
But that's what they feed off of. It's mostly they get you from the back of the head. It's like you know the center of the back of your head, it leads to something. It didn't show me exactly what it led to, but it leads to something that they leech off of. So when they walk through those portals, be it through dreams or unconscious astral travel, it's the ones that just don't know. They don't know how to make themselves look like the beings that's in that realm of existence. So the whole while I'm calling this female entity something, she's reflecting back at me like, you are exactly how I am. So whatever you calling me, you calling yourself. However you want to treat me, you're going to treat yourself. It's the same way as this plane. You know, we got so-called black, so-called white, Mexican. It's like that on each plane of existence. But these things, they look like alligators or something. They
Yeah.
It's like alligators without the tall stout. Then they have these teeth, yo. The two fangs that's in the front is the feeding tube, if you get what I'm saying. Because when they come to you, that's what they do. They bite down on you. So if you ever had like a neck cramp, you know, like a neck cramp out of nowhere, you like, ooh, wee. 9 times out of 10, that's something that's feeding off you. But we don't know it because we can't see it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, the minute you become aware of where you are and what you can do, they can't bother you. They can't mess with you. You can call them archons. You can call them fallen angels. They don't mind being called these things because it's how we view it. You see, but when you understand it is what it is, then it is what it is. It's the isness of everything. And the more that I fed into this essence of this being, it was a female. You feel me? It allowed me to do it. The minute I thought I was hurting it, it stopped. The minute I started trying to identify with something with my logical mind, it fade away. But when I allow it to happen, it comes back. So the more I fed on that essence, the more I started seeing, the more I started understanding that All this is a feeding ground. This whole existence, something is feeding off of something. That's why you got news feed. That's why you got Instagram feed. That's why you got the feed on Facebook. They telling us this. They putting it in our face the whole time. You see what I'm saying? It's just that we don't know it. We just call it a feed. But yeah, they feeding off of something. Whatever gets your attention. That's why
Just
I try
like
to
the
tell people.
algorithms work, anything what you give energy to, just like the algorithm, it's gonna feed
Exactly.
that to you, and they're feeding on, and that's feed. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Oh goodness.
Because we are the algorithm.
Yeah.
You get it? The algorithm been here. The algorithm been here since been here. The thing about it is it's starting to manifest in third density, the invention of the internet, if you get what I'm saying. Now you have social media. You ever been on social media or was interested in something, then all of a sudden you scroll down your feed and the very thing you're interested in pops up on your algorithm?
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's because
Stuff I want to buy too. It's even stuff I was thinking about in my head. I was like, oh man, I'm
Uh-huh.
interested in this. I was like, I didn't even search it on anything. I've had that happen.
And it'll
yeah.
pop up because
Yeah.
you are the algorithm. That's
Yeah.
you make it happen. We all make it happen. It's just trying to explain this to people sometimes it's difficult when a person is not on that level, that vibrational frequency. So it's kind of difficult to explain it to them. But everything that's being manifest here then came from the higher planes already. The algorithm, now the algorithm is playing out through social media and all these feeds and everything else. They get your attention like that. They get your attention. What they call the screen that we're looking at right now, they call it a black mirror. The black mirror, the black screen, the black this, the black that. And I'm like, okay, you see? Then all of a sudden, it was another portal that opened up. And I'm like, okay, what's this portal? And it's more of us walking through these portals. And the more that we walk through these portals, you have some that transform, you have some that spiral up, you have some that spiral down. But they be hit so fast. Like I said, it's like lions pouncing on gazelles. It's like there's so many people that's not aware of what's going on. It's pathetic, you know. But the more you become aware to it, Spirit keep telling me to say archons. So somebody that's in this group kind of know about archons, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm tapping into somebody's energy right now. But they're archons. They're archangels or whatever you want to call it. It's like
I've heard that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That would be me. I was like, archons, what are you talking about? And as soon as you said archangels, I'm like, oh yeah, you're talking about me. Oh yeah, that's
like,
me you're picking up on.
Yeah, you see, that's because it's getting me to relay it like that. You see, so it's like you can go up higher levels. We all can go up higher levels. It's just that a lot of us are stuck in the fourth dimension. You see, fourth density or whatever. You have in every dimension or density, whatever you want to call it, right? It's always going to be a lower before it get higher. So the place that I was at by me working on my root and my sacral chakra, it had to be a lower fourth dimension. You see, because you had, listen, and this is weird. You know how you have slugs here? You have astral slugs. You have astral spiders. You have astral everything, yo.
Parasites too.
Parasites, all that. So the parasites that's in our body, right? Those are the aliens. Those parasites are really intelligent, really. They are very intelligent. It's just that what we don't know is either you're gonna manifest something out here for your eyes to see, or it's gonna manifest inside of you. That's what people fail to realize, as within, so without. So all these parasites, prime example, you ever been sitting, and I mean like doing something, I don't care what it is, just think about that said thing that you might be doing. Then all of a sudden you get frisky out the blue, or you just fiending sweets all the time, sweetness, something sweet. Those are the parasites.
It's the parasite
Those
that wants it. Yeah.
You see, but they're trying to get to your heart, into your brain,
and they'll try to trigger you. I've had this happen recently, where like I also do a lot of work on my sacral, because I think that's one that I think for a lot of us females, a lot of us who've been through a lot of, you know, whether it's trauma or just whatever, just emotional issues. Like I feel like I get fed off that. I don't know, because I notice weird things, energy going on there, and I feel like there's different triggers that come up. You know, Sarah done Reiki and stuff, and we've even done some work, my sacral chakra, and I feel like certain things are trying to trigger certain emotions so that they feed off the energy. And that's what I was going to bring up, with the chakras, like, if you have these either blocks in your chakras or just unhealed emotions that are getting stuck in these chakras, right? I think these entities or whatever are feeding off of the emotion, because it's the emotion. Like the root chakras, they're going to feed off the fear. The sacral could even be sexual, like some kind of sexual energy or shame, right? And then guilt. Yeah, and as you go higher up, like, and even your throat chakra, for us that do content, we're content creators and stuff, sometimes you feel like, you almost feel like a block, like when you're trying to say something or it doesn't come out. Yeah, or like then we go the third eye and crown. That's a whole different thing on the illusions and stuff. And your crown, your connection to the source. So I think that's why chakra work's very important. I get Reiki done, and there's different ways you can work on your chakras. There's sound healing, there's whatever you feel called to do. But I think it's important, and a lot of people don't know. A lot of people really probably have really blocked chakras, and a lot of people suppress their emotions and have a lot of unhealed energy, and these things are feeding off that stuff. And do you ever wonder why you get triggered, like, for no reason? Like, I have certain things that happen, and like, I mean, I know I have stuff I'm working through and stuff, but sometimes it's out of the blue. It's like what you said, it'll be something I'm like, dude, that doesn't even feel like that's my thought, but it's something that's attacking me. I was in a lower vibration for a little bit. I was already on a frequency where I was thinking a little bit lower. I wasn't feeling too good, and if you're already eating stuff that's lower vibration, I'm quite starting to question some of the stuff that I'm putting in my body too, because I be feeling the type of way after I eat certain things, and I feel it turn, and then I get triggered, then all of a sudden I get in a little spiral. I mean, I can get myself out of stuff, but I noticed something's happening out of nowhere. It's almost like I was feeling really good, and then something like triggered me, and it was like something I haven't healed or something like that, but I feel like it's something else that's outside of me. It's weird,
It is. It is. It's totally like that, and it's strange, but it's like that. A lot of times when you pick up on things, like you say, those thoughts are not yours. They're really not yours. It's just that when we walk in certain rooms, you ever walked into a certain room and your entire thought pattern just switched? That's because whatever thoughts that other people are thinking is being exactly it's
manifesting, manifesting into its own form, and it's creates a whole other energy around it.
What's it called? Egregores, isn't it? What's Yeah, I remember you made that thing. I've actually been looking into that a little. Yeah, I've actually wanted to do a podcast with you on that. Yeah.
And if somebody try to tell you that they don't exist, tell them to read Matthew 18:20. Where two or more are gathered, I am there. Where two or more are gathered in thought and agreement, that's how things manifest. That's how I tell people like this.
On the news too. On the news, they put out this. Oh, here's this whatever war, whatever the hell they're trying to put out, and then you have a bunch of people focusing on it, getting upset, triggered. Now we're feeding whatever thought form and whatever entities are feeding off us too. I mean, it's just I see it, man. That's why I don't watch.
They working the law of polarity. They're working the law. They want us polarizing. You see, that's why. Before I jump on social media, I tell myself all the time I'm neutral to whatever I see. You feel me? Because you got to stay neutral. You can't. I implore anybody that's listening to this right now to study the law of rhythm. The more you study the law of rhythm and you ponder on the law of rhythm, you will really see what's going on out here. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how they have us. They have us in this rhythmic motion. If you watch the news,
it follows a pattern.
That's what it all is. You see, and all of us, which is all of us, and no one is exempt to this. We're all stuck in this loop, a certain pattern. That's why if you can get out of the religious mind when you read religious texts, when they tell you don't conform to the patterns of the world, you don't know every pattern of the world. The only patterns that you know is the patterns you created in this world. You see? So it's bringing your conscious mind to the subconscious, the dark side. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people run from darkness, but there's nothing wrong with darkness. A lot of people run from the occult, but occult only means hidden culture. You are tapping into the darkness of yourself, the parts of you that you pushed away, them times where your throat chakra was blocked. They feed off of all this. You feel me? So if you go and you start realizing your unconscious patterns, you are bringing your conscious mind into the subconscious realm. The subconscious realm don't speak verbally. It only shows you things. You see? So you use your conscious mind, your conscious thought, your conscious sight, and you tap into that part of you. because it's going to show you your patterns. It's going to show it to you. But the minute you see a pattern, you change it. And when you change that pattern, there's going to be something in this third density that's going to play out. It's going to play out in a way where only you is going to see it. You're going to be like, damn, so this how I've been thinking the whole time. That's how it is when you think it. Your thoughts become matter, whether you know it or not. Your imagination turns to matter all the time. The first rule, which is the first law, but they call it rules to the game, is mentalism. Everything is mental. Yeah. You are the head. You're not really, it's crazy, but you are the head. You feel me? You are not the body. You are not the thoughts. You are not the mind. You are the one that's, if you was the thoughts, right? Then who is the one that's observing these thoughts? If you was the body, then why are you moving so unconsciously? Because this is how it be shown to me. You feel me? So as I'm looking at all this, another portal opened. And I'm like, what's up with all these portals opening? You see, the portals open according to the collective mind. So when you go into these realms of existence, like Jay says, you got to change form, yo. If you don't change form, sometimes you really don't have to change form. It's just bring your awareness with you. If you get what I'm saying, you have to be aware. It's the empty vessels. Those are the ones that's getting attacked with this. How y'all on this?
So this is what's all happening, isn't it, Solomon? Like, sorry about I've had really bad.
Oh, you okay?
I do apologize for that, all the viewers. We're getting all these messages. I'm getting all these messages. I mean, I'm getting 5 Phoenix signs. I mean, I'm feeling that I'm moving on this roller coaster because of my awareness and all the work that all of us have done, and we're becoming aware of it, and they can't stop. They can't stop it as such, and we can see. I know myself. I can see a lot more in depth what's happening with people, and you can see. And I always say, and Diana will agree with us, and Sarah, the veil's off, mate. So, and people who are on the road to becoming better will keep that road going. But then it's just like good versus evil type thing, if you know what I mean. If you want to put it that way.
But you want to tell you the evil part, then this is how it be. Evil, right? Evil is a human behavior, if you get what I'm saying.
Good and evil are all part of the same thing.
Yeah, it's whatever we label it. Because the things that we may label good, bad, in other realms is no such thing. You get what I'm saying? Like how we are governed in time. These are the realms that's not even governed in time. That time don't even exist. You see, it only exists here. Time, it's some places where relativity don't even matter. Yeah. You see, so that's why when I hear people talk about good and bad and evil, and I tend to ask them, then
it's all duality. Yeah, it's duality.
Yeah, because in certain places it is what it is, and that's that. Here you go, baby.
I got a really interesting download about 2 years ago when I was getting really into like conspiracy stuff, and looking at like all the stuff they're saying the elites are doing, and like those islands of children and things like that. And I was kind of like going in this really weird spiral of that stuff. And I was sitting there one day just like talking to my roommate, and all of a sudden I just got hit with this crazy download. And we were talking about like good and bad and like how fucked up things are. And all of a sudden I just got hit with this, and it was saying like, there is no good, there is no bad. We're all here to provide the information of this experience that we're living to the planet, because this is a knowledge bank, essentially. Like the planet that we're living on, the universe that we're in, it's a knowledge bank. We're all here to help provide experiential knowledge.
It's all the
to
Akashic record stuff too.
to this. And there is no label on it. It's just an experience. If you have a really beautiful, amazing experience that feels magical and like miracles, there has to be something on the opposite end of the spectrum, because we live on the only planet in the entire solar system that has this level of duality. So for us to label that being good and that being bad doesn't even really necessarily make sense, because we've all come into these bodies with determined, like, these are our contracts that we're going to fulfill. This is what I'm coming into this body to learn. This is what you're going into your body to learn. We come and we already decide these are the roles we're going to play in each other's lives before we enter the body. So, and we are doing that because we signed on to give the information that the planet needed of that experience. So that's our role. So for us to sit there and label that person's role as good or bad, that's just that's the way that our 3D reality tries to make sense of things. But that's just the way we're seeing it. It's all part of the whole experience. And for us to judge a part of the whole differently than the other, if one part of it was not working, we wouldn't be on this planet. This planet needs both ends of that spectrum, the really, really bad and the really, really good, to stay in balance. So who am I to judge how the planet is putting things into balance? And who am I to judge the souls that decided, I'm going to take the body that experiences that for this planet? Those people that take on those experiences, those souls that go into that, are really highly advanced, high-level souls. They're the ones that take the really hard, difficult things, they take them on, so that the less evolved, the newer souls, the fresher souls, like the older souls, are the ones that usually experience the darker stuff, because they can handle it, because they have the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for us to judge what somebody else is doing, it may be hard for us to watch, it may be hard for us to accept, but without that experience, this wouldn't be Earth that we're living on.
We wouldn't even form a whole 360, because we go 180 degrees dark and the other 180 light, you see?
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So just to finish the thought off, like the whole thing, like, for us to say like that's good, that's bad, it doesn't even make sense for us to do that at all. Like, really because we're all everything that we are doing is, it's not that it's predetermined, but it's like we decided what roles we're gonna play. So who am I to judge your role?
And all the world's a stage. Everyone's in their roles.
Exactly, right?
It's
like
anyway.
We need to just focus on our own role, and like the there are aspects, because we are all one, helping and like shifting energy and bringing focus into like, hey, you need help now, you need more presence in what you're going through. Other people will step in and sort of help you shift from these experiences, or help you elevate out of them. So it's like and that was predetermined too, like whoever's coming to, like, you know, you need me at this point, this is where I'm going to step in, and he needs both of us at this point, now we're going to step in for him. And it's like, we all need each other, and we all need each other to be going through the experiences that we signed on for. So if we didn't, like, if we're not going to fulfill it, we wouldn't be on Earth, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
It makes total sense, because this whole thing is a school. Everywhere you're learning something until you get to the higher realms. You see what I'm saying? You have this physical realm, and you have the cosmos, you have all that, but there's also something that's higher than this. If you're trying to reach higher states, higher dimensions, higher densities, you have to learn. You see, and here's one little secret right here. I started not to tell nobody, but there's one thing that this being showed me, right? We all know the term where your attention goes, your energy flow. So think about this, okay? Everything you think about, be it like you say, so-called good, so-called bad, so-called evil, they want you thinking like that.
Yeah.
It's not your natural thought. Your natural being is love. Your natural being is non-judgment. Your natural being is, it is what it is. The isness of everything. You see? So be mindful of your thoughts, because those thoughts are not yours. The minute you focus your attention on somebody and you get the prejudging in your mind, you got to check that before you even say anything. You see? So it's like what they get you to think about, they get you to focus on in your esoteric world.
Yeah.
Your attention, except for it's going inward, yes, but it's also still going out.
Yeah.
You see, it's like it's if you can see yourself as a prism, and you understand that light is going to bounce off of it. It bounces everywhere. So your energy centers is more like, it's the light that's in the prism. It could be your prison or it could be your liberator, whatever it is. But when you focus on your thoughts, you pretty much know where you are consciously in your energy centers, because it's, you know how many things swim in your energy centers that you don't know about?
Yeah.
You see? Like, say for instance, right? If you just going off of straight solar plexus energy. Now, understand what I'm saying? That's going off a straight wheel, right? So all of a sudden, and I'm gonna set an example. I get this RV or I get a cold little van or something, and I pick everybody up. I'm like, y'all, let's go ride. We got our party favors and everything in the van. We just ride. And sooner or later, Diana, you be like, say, Solomon, where are we going? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just riding. And you like, okay, but where are we going? I don't know. That's something that's in my solar plexus that's just swimming through my, and I'm just going off a straight wheel. I did not raise my faculties up high enough to see, stop, girl, to see what's really got me just driving aimlessly, walking aimlessly. It's a lot of entities that be in our solar plexus. It's a lot of, but we have the power to get them out. They call it to dispel or dispel whatever's going on in your energy centers. But we don't know how to bless the centers. We don't know how to become aware of what, how can I say this, man? Of what emotion that we swimming in. You see? Because each energy center is an emotion, whether y'all know it or not, but it has many emotions. Each emotion has a voice. We don't know about that either. They want people running from fear, but why run from fear when you can just sit at the esoteric fire with that fear and get to know what got you wanting to fear that said thing? You get what I'm saying? So it's some people that know how to see what's swimming in their centers, know how to bring it up to the higher factor. It could be your third eye or your crown, right? You need your third eye active in order to experiment or explore any energy center. A lot of people don't know that either. You use this eye to explore. Yeah. If you're using these eyes, you're trying to gain enlightenment in the exoteric world. That's not gaining enlightenment. That's falling for a demonic system. You see, you go from being, it's called paranoia and it's called pronoia. A lot of us, which is a lot of us, is in, and I'm one of them, is still in a paranoid state. The paranoid state is you thinking everything in the world is against you. You see what I'm saying? But the minute you reach pronoia, when you reach pronoia, you understand that the world is really working in your favor. It's really working in your favor. It's making you, it's taking you from demon time to angel time, if you get what I'm saying. Because we all got them. No one person is exempt. No, baby. No one person is exempt from this. So when you tap into, let's say, because you still need your lower three, regardless.
Yeah.
If you're gonna manifest, you need the lower three centers.
Oh, you need your lower three centers. That's your foundation.
Exactly. You see
that's
what I'm
makes
saying?
you feel stable in this
a lot
earth,
of people is coming into this knowledge of the heart chakra. The
Too
third,
many people are ignoring the lower, and they just want to go to the.
totally.
They just want to be in the love. They
You're
just
gonna be
want to be up
ungrounded, not stable. You have to have a stud.
They
Yeah.
won't be. They get lost.
Those
in
are
it.
those are the people that are their energies are getting fed off of. They're not even them anymore because they've been totally taken over because their foundation was never theirs to begin with. They didn't build up their foundation, so somebody else took it over, and now they out running cults and shit. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
like you really got to balance those centers, or else you can
got to.
have spiritual
You got to.
psychosis, all the things.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like
go
you say,
ahead.
spiritual
I didn't mean to
psychosis.
interrupt there. I'm just
Oh
like,
no, oh no. I like the way we bounce downloads off each other. All of us right now is bouncing downloads off each other. That's what we're doing, which means
Yeah.
we all got on the same frequency vibration. So we pretty much just completing each other's sentences, whether we know it or not. You
Yeah.
see, and that's a good thing. That's nothing wrong with it. So anytime somebody want to jump in the conversation, just jump in because you really tapped in. You get it. You are tapped into the frequency, the tone, the vibration, and when you tap into it, it's either going to rise you up or it's going to drop you low. Either way it goes. When it drop you low, you're going to be in your ego. What they talking about? They think they know this. They think they know that. But you're going to have more people that's going to be aware of what we're talking about, and we're going to be helping them. That's what we're here for. That's why we're waking up to this, you see? And the thing about the masculine, right? And I want to say this so bad, and I ain't going to say it no more. It's the thing about this is, and we all had, when I say masculine, I mean it in the sense of taking male and female out of it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gone.
Term, you feel me? When you pulling in this energy, what's up, Jay? I love seeing your face.
Oh, sorry, mate. I've had bad internet this morning. I'm really sorry, mate.
Oh, you good. We all going through it, brother. When we pulling in this energy, you pulling in, you are tapping into your feminine to even pull the energy in. The females, the feminine, they are receivers. You see, they receive energy. We kind of like, I don't even know how to say this. Like we are the drive. They are the receivers.
Direct the energy, kind of like directing it.
Exactly.
We kind of flow with the received. Supposed to, but a lot of the shit's reversed and all messed up because of.
But they messed us up like this.
Yeah.
They messed us up like this. And when I say they, I mean the shadow.
You guys are the bringers of energy. We're the receivers of it.
I'm working on my feminine. I've been really working on like my feminine energy more, like embracing that. Yeah, it feels so against like what I've been taught. It feels very almost unnatural.
We're going back
bad,
into our
man.
roles.
Yeah,
we're going back into our roles. We're going back into our roles. I reckon. I just wanted to butt in with regards to what you're saying about the chakras and stuff. There's that. There's a program on Netflix about the twin flame connection with that. I don't know what his bloody name is. But it's exactly what Sarah was saying. I don't know what it was. It's something about talking about twin flame. It's like you take a concept and they're twisting it. And this guy, exactly what you just said, exactly what you've been saying. If they're all in their top three chakras, they think they're some sort of god or something. This guy's an absolute psychopath.
I know you're talking. Yeah, that show.
Yeah, so you're exactly right. What's happening? Exactly what you were saying. They think they're like godlike, but they're not. And it's sort of like that cult status where they take a concept of the twin flame, for example, which I bloody know a lot about, which we all know a lot about. And mate, some of the stuff they're doing, man, they're getting people to genetically modify themselves. You have to do this. You have to do that. It's a load of absolute shit, really, to be perfectly honest. And these guys are crazy.
It's like freaking horrifying, man. Like when you have somebody that is so outside of his, like, he's got no foundation and he's running an entire group of people that are, in a fear state. They're in a state of desperation. They're in a fear of, like, in a state of, I need somebody to help me. And the person that's helping them is feeding off of their desperation. They're feeding off their energy and turning these really beautiful real practices and real concepts and theories into something that can manipulate others and hurt others for his own financial gain. Like, if you are out there helping people heal, but you're more concerned about how people see you, how much money you're getting,
Yep.
The Porsche you're driving, you're not in your lower centers. You're not grounded in yourself. You're just being controlled by something else that's taken over your foundation. And then you go into that state of mind control and thinking you're God and thinking you can control other people, and you actually do successfully control other people. And
But see, the ones that do that is the ones that then reach that higher level. Once you reach higher levels, you have the choice to manipulate the energy or manipulate matter. You see, manipulating matter is manipulating the next human being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God and human don't mix. If you, like you say, you have a lot of people that's not grounded in that lower three. When you grounded in your lower three, you understand who you are. You understand the ego thought from the higher mind. Now, the higher you rise, the minute when you get in your heart chakra, you pretty much enter in God mode, though. You see what I'm saying? But it's hard to stay in your heart chakra when you're looking out here into this world and see all the manipulation that's going on the planet. We know that it's manipulation, but how many other people that totally don't know? It's like those ones that's going into these realms of existence where they just think they're dreaming, or they are unconsciously astral traveling, astral projecting. You see what I'm saying? So
what about practicing samadhi there?
I love
Solomon, you see that samadhi video? You practice like the art of non-interference, the art of acceptance, the art of non-importance, which I did with Aaron Doherty the other day. I think a lot of those basic universal concepts and having a safe space to be in, like we are now, to talk about what's going on. Having the concept of, okay, we understand that the fire phoenix is coming, all that kind of stuff. People just don't see what we are doing to help the consciousness well, but it is coming. Because people are starting to become aware, because there's a lot of price gouging and stuff here. It sounds like it's not related, but the big supermarkets, which is the corporates trying to screw the people, and people are starting to stand up. So it is starting to go a little bit, but there's a lot of work to do.
So y'all dealing with price gouging out there too,
mate? The two top, here we go, Coles and Woolies. They can go and do whatever they have to do, sit on it and rotate. Basically what they're doing is, I'm like, if you want me to keep going, I'd love to. Pretty much what they're doing is price gouging, mate. So if we're on what you're talking about is the manipulation of people, and also and what they're doing is, say, okay, example is 2 bags of chips go for $10. They're putting on specials, covering up the truth. They're putting in these AI recognizers. They're putting in computer generated stuff. If they're checking out if you it's basically like a foolproof security system, but they're trapping the people. So the people are back in the 70s and 80s, we were a bit more free. Okay, there was people who were stealing stuff, but people had more consciousness and they had more self-awareness in that way. They had their morals. There's no freaking morals around here anymore. People don't give a shit, but people are starting to wake up. And then there is going to be a ban. Well, they're spreading the word to ban. People are banning going to Woolies and Coles on the 23rd and 24th and having an alternative going to local greengrocers and whatever else. One more thing I'll say before I jump is the example of this. They're buying zucchinis, for example, for $1.50 per whatever it may be, and they're selling it for $4 or $5. Now, zucchini, one guy who has a zucchini farm says he can feed the whole of Australia, not the whole of Australia, but a region with what he does. He has to walk away because he can't afford to do it, because these lovely government, get ready for the red flag, ladies and gentlemen. The government, who don't give a shit, aren't looking after the people, looking after the working class, and this is what's happening. But apparently, what's happening at the moment also is the Greens, which is another political party, are actually putting in a complaint to the ACCC, which should have been done 10 years ago, to watch this price gouging. People they're just getting awareness. So what you're saying, Solomon, it is happening at a lower level, but it's people like us have to lead it. Sorry to interrupt there, guys.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like this is how they got us programmed, right? And I BS you not. They got us programmed through repetition, symbolism, and trauma. You can look everywhere to see that right now. So it's two things you can't escape: repetition and symbolism. Everything symbolizes something, but we don't have to be bonded in trauma. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to. That's why our awareness, they don't want us to become aware. They don't. The grays, right? And I know people are gonna think this is weird, but the grays, they are literally running everything here. They want the opposite timeline. They don't want no positive timeline. Look into Project Looking Glass, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna look at that.
The same way that I somehow, and I was like Goku with that, because I don't even know how I did it. But the same way that I contacted the entity is the same way they do it. They get a group of people, right? And they sit them all around this table. They're called psychic soldiers or something like that. You see, they know about this awakening that's going on. They know about this plasma storm. They know this. You feel me? So what they're doing is they're using the social media platforms to kind of pinpoint everybody. You know, you might think you're going down the algorithm. No, you're going straight to the, you know what, database. I'm not going to say the three names, but you are going to their database, because it's like oil and water. Oil and water don't mix. So they're separating everything right now. They know who we are, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
So I'll BS you not. I've been watching y'all for a long time, so they know who y'all are. They know this. You feel me? But the algorithm that they put us down is going to be in the algorithm of conspiracy theories. You see?
Yeah.
What they call it?
My YouTube doesn't get that many views. Like, YouTube is almost like, I'm still doing it, but like it's very yeah, I'm not really. I'm pretty low on that.
We've got to go. Hey guys, we've got to get on locals.com or something. We've got to do something like everyone's moving to locals or Reddit or one of those ones. You've got to get into something.
What about Rumble? What do you think of Rumble? Yeah, I'm thinking of
I'm
going
down for
Rumble as well. Yeah, Rumble and locals.
You can actually get your YouTube channel moved to like, or you're able to like duplicate. Like Ralph Smart is on both too. He, like, I saw a button, there's some, but I don't really want YouTube interacting with, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm gonna tell you about Ralph Smart.
What do you think? I'm really curious, because I have some, I like watching him, but I have sometimes I have some questions. I don't know, some things I've heard, I don't really know what to think.
He's one of those people that's feeding off of the repetition. You notice his message really don't change.
It's always the same, the same catchphrase. Yeah. It's the same thing for years. Yeah, sometimes it's like I'm hearing the same thing all the time. I used to really like him at first when I first was going through all that, but now it's like I still listen to him because I like him, but yeah, I'm kind of like seeing now. I don't know.
You're becoming more aware.
And you're that big on YouTube, I mean, he has been consistent for a while, but I have some I don't know. I've heard some things. I'm not really sure what to believe with that one.
It's like now I'm not gonna lie, some days, if you can really peep out the days, it's some days he be tapped in. You see, it's some days, but he still go according to a certain guideline.
Yeah.
Because he put it in everybody's head what's going on in Israel and Gaza.
Yeah, he always uses that. Yeah.
Repeatedly. You see, that's a repetitious thing. It's like this here. Let me jog y'all memory real quick. Y'all know the Burger King commercial. Have it your way. I don't even have to complete the sentence for it to go off in your head. Have it your way.
Yeah.
You see? Or it's like the ABC song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's going to play in your head. It's programmed that way. You see? But the minute somebody tell you to say your ABCs backwards, you can't even do it. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not programmed to say your ABCs backwards. You know what I mean? Like,
but we can program it. If we're aware, Solomon, we can program ourselves. It's like exactly what we're learning now.
I know a guy that knows how to do it backwards really well.
You can learn how to do it. You can learn how to do things, you know?
Yeah.
You can learn things to do things, but you've got to have that awareness to start with, you know? Like, if you don't have that awareness, like we've got and what we're doing and, you know, finding other things, you know what I mean? We've got to have that awareness. Apologies for the thing at the internet's garbage this morning. But you've got to have that awareness so you can program yourself another way. Like, you are actually reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're reprogramming yourself at a higher level, to higher vibration. And negative people, regardless of who they are, you can't cope with it. This is the thing. Like it's actually like, you know, turning from, you know, Dick Grayson and the Robin or whatever you want to call it, or Superman. You know, we actually are physically doing that now. And we have our bat belter gifts and all that stuff that we're working on. You know, what you're saying is 100% right. And we all have our superpowers. We're this new council that's coming is ours. You know, from our. I look at the episode of Charmed. We were talking about the end of the world, and all. You talk about good and evil working together against a common enemy. That's what's happening. Like you got to have balance. And you watch the last episode of Charmed, which I did the last couple of weeks, a week ago. And then I watched it at a higher consciousness. I saw different things. I could see what they're trying to do: divide and conquer. Instead of having unity, you got one called the triad. They're trying to divide and conquer utopia. It's absolute crap. That's just basically what's happening.
Yeah. That's how it is, though. That's how it is. They got us programmed with repetition. You see, and symbols are everywhere. You got to understand the third density, third dimension, whatever you want to call it, the physical realm, it's all symbology. If you see a chair, that the reason why you call it a chair, because the way it looks, it's a chair. You were programmed to call it a chair, but what if a chair wasn't a chair somewhere else? You see, this, and believe me when I say this world is in reverse. If anybody ever been in like did some conscious traveling, you would see this world is in reverse. It's upside down, if you get what I'm saying. If you can really see above the horizon, whenever you go into your, I call it a trance-like state, because that's all it is. It's a trance state. You, and this is what you do right here. You be to the point where your entire body is relaxed. Your entire body. The only thing that's conscious is your mind. You see, that's entering that trance state. And once you enter that trance state, you set the intention on what you want to learn, on what you want to know, because it's going to be revealed to you. See, a lot of people don't know how to get into that trance-like state. They got us beat so bad to the point where, and I implore people to know this, please, guys, learn about the 100 monkey experiment. If you don't know about the 100 monkeys, you would think that we are not making a difference in the world, but we are. The higher that our consciousness is going, is the higher that everyone else's consciousness is going. It's quantum.
What's it called there, Solomon?
The 100 monkey experiment.
Oh,
it's
I've
like
seen that on YouTube.
Like, okay, yeah, they put these sweet potatoes on a beach, right? And these monkeys, they come eat the sweet potatoes. But it was one monkey that didn't like the grainy taste, the sand. So that monkey taught the little girl monkey taught the mama monkey how to wash the sweet potatoes in the water. So when those two monkeys started doing that, they went to another island that was thousands of miles away. They noticed all the other monkeys was doing it. You see what I'm saying? They connected somehow in the quantum field. Their consciousness all came together. Now all the monkeys are washing they sweet potatoes. So when and it's called critical mass. You feel me? So when you see that, and a lot of people will be in their ego, I ain't no monkey. I'm not calling you a monkey. I'm telling you to look at it with your third eye. Look at it with a higher mind. You see what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what we're doing. The more that we come into intelligence, the more that we come into knowing, that is affecting everyone on the planet. You see, except for empty vessels, maybe. I don't know. I try not to deal with empty vessels. But what we're doing consciously is affecting everybody, whether they want to know it or not. That's why you have people that's waking up, they unaliving themselves because they don't know what's going on. They're becoming aware of their mental faculties to the point where it's just bombarding. Now we're dealing with what this they call it the great solar flash, but it's not the great solar flash. So don't let nobody fool you. It's a solar flash that's going on. If I shared something on Facebook, it's a big coronal mass that's about to go on, but it's not the one. This one is the one that's going to spark minds. It's either going to drive you crazy, it's going to raise your vibration, is going to keep you at a steady vibrational frequency, or you're going to fall all the way back down. Either way it goes, it's whatever your mind is focused on all the time. If your mind focuses on drama, you're going to be introduced to demons. It is what it is, you know. But when you really get into the 100 monkey experiment, Jay, you're going to see what you're doing. You're not even going to worry about the next person. You're going to bring all that power back into yourself. You're going to focus on yourself, because you know what you're doing for yourself is what you do for the collective.
Understand.
The way we are educating each other right now, bouncing downloads off of each other right now, we are doing this for the collective. You see, it's just that, you ever heard the phrase, is me against the world? It's us against the system, yo. The archons, the demiurge.
We all know that, mate. We've all been going through. Hey, guys, I've got to get going. Sorry to cut you off. I've got to get going. I've got to get on with Jackie in about 5 minutes. So, do apologise. Thanks a lot for putting up with my bad internet today. So, do apologise.
I'm happy y'all got on. You made it on.
I actually have to got my dad coming over pretty soon, so I gotta get ready for the visit.
Can we go for a part 2, guys? Can we go for a part 2?
Let's do a part 2. Let's do a part 2.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We can do that. So, do you want me to close off?
Yeah, why don't you close off? Yeah.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for being a part of Life Theories episode 52 with our great friend Solomon King. Thanks very much, mate. The insight we've got today has been amazing. We've got the beautiful Sarah over in Canada. You can find her on Big Soul Healing on Instagram, Facebook, and I think TikTok as well, which has been fantastic to get involved in. You got the beautiful Diana over in hang on, get my mouth right. Okay, in the US of A. She's on Trailblazers of the Universe, and she's everywhere. Just look it up. You can't beat her. She's doing a fantastic job getting the words out, getting all the symbols and everything we need to get out. Getting Sun's out, and Leo DiCaprio stuff is hilarious. And to our guest, our friend, it's like Heather Locklear on Melrose Place, our special guest all the time. We've got Solomon King. You can find him on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. And a big shout out to Batman over in the UK. We've got Cortez Medford, the radio announcer now. God, look out. Don't let him on a radio. Me and him are going to get together one day. Look out. But he's over on Spiritual Needs TV. This has been Live Theories. Thanks so much for coming on board. Part 2 will be out very, very soon. Catch us on Spotify, out at Apple Music, as everywhere else you can find us. Just type it in, #Live Theories. We'll catch you later. Take care and have a great day. And always be your best self and look after others.
Bye.
All right. See y'all later.
Take care.